Hi, everyone. Uh, Welcome to Monster Mondays. We're going to play the Crash 4 demo. I am joined by Brian Seymour
Hello,
from
that's me.
MonsterVine.com. That is him. Hi. All right. I'm excited. I'm going to accept this agreement. This is my first time playing this.
Oh, you gotta do every time you play the demo. You have to accept the 24-page agreement.
Jesus Christ. I
Yeah,
am.
hoping it's not like a part of the base game, but yeah,
That'd
every
be
time I played it,
hilarious. Just
yeah.
every time. Like, sorry, guys. I did read all of this. I'm a speed reader. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
There's more?
Oh yeah. You got to go through this twice.
Oh my god, yeah, I acknowledge. Alright, what should I play? What's the best level? You've played through this.
So the best level of the demo is I forget what they're all called, but the dinosaur one is my favorite of the three.
Good, as it
But
should be.
the neocortex level is the most unique.
Which one's that?
Uh, well, I can't see because your picture is on top of the menu. But,
Oh yeah.
I think the neocortex level is the very last one.
Okay, well we'll do it in order, I guess. We're doing Snow Way Out.
Yeah.
I apologize to everyone watching. This is my first time playing this in years. You know, and we're having one of those moments where it's not picking up my mic audio again for some reason.
Like
Right.
Twitch isn't. I can hear you just fine.
I know you can, but fucking Streamlabs
OBS.
can't. All right.
Crash Bandicoot.
Wait, no, it can.
You
Never
banished
mind.
me to
I
the
just
past,
had my audio
but all
levels
it did
all.
was give me more
It's been a
time
minute,
to
everyone.
plan
I'm sorry.
your doom. You'll find me up the mountain. Don't freeze
So wait,
on the way.
if he's the bad guy,
I'm sensing a real fraught history
why
here. How many
is
times have you beaten this clown
he
anyway?
playable?
3. Really?
Yeah,
Only 3?
I don't really know yet.
Funny. Seemed like more.
We've kind of only gotten like little glimpses here and there of what the story is of Crash 4. So if at some point, like maybe their time or narratives converge or something, but when you play the neocortex level, he's still very much like an enemy of Crash. So I think they're just exploring the like different
Fuck.
like sides, I guess. But you'll see when you play the neocortex level, it actually kind of becomes a part of this level.
Oh,
So they are
interesting.
they are kind of like trying to do like the converging timeline thing. It's very cool, but like
Oh, God.
Snow Way Out. Snow Way Out, the level you're playing now, you'll actually end up playing twice
Oh,
because
okay.
the second half of Cortex's level is
This
Snow Way
level.
Out.
That's
Right.
neat.
Yeah, it's neat, and they do some things like they change the boxes around so it doesn't feel like you're playing the exact same level again. But it was a little weird, like having two levels in the demo essentially being the same level by the end.
I will never forgive them for making the first level in this demo a fucking ice level.
Yes.
This is just cruel. Oh my god.
I wonder if they did this because this is maybe the best example they have right now. Well, not right. I guess the game would be fully complete, but
Yeah.
like to me, this level is such a good example of what they're trying to do with this mask mechanic, where you have these different masks that do different things. I think the one you have right now is Loli Lani, who can slow down time,
Fuck.
which I think is
Fuck.
gonna be this game's way of like breaking down the tedium of
Yeah.
the usual Crash game.
It also
Though I
kinda,
do hope. Sorry, what was that?
No, it also kind of gives you like an out to make this a little bit easier without
Right.
having to do a full-on.
Right. And they expand the idea as well. I just hope they're still gonna kind of go back to the like runaway levels where you're like
Yeah,
riding Tiger
something-
or Warhog. Yes.
Honestly, when I saw the thing on the menu for Dino Dash, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it's just your standard running towards the camera from the giant monster level.
Okay.
which is still cool. Like that's also like as much a part of Crash's identity as that other stuff at this point.
Yeah.
But I do hope we get go-karts or something, because I always thought the go-kart level of Crash 3 was always really fun.
Well. All right.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Well, I'm also just bad at video games, so it works out. Jesus.
Nice thing too, no lives.
Yeah.
If you're playing the modern style. But it will tell you how many times you die, so you'll still kind of feel like good about it.
Yeah, which is nice and refreshing. Oh, Jesus. I just want these mangoes.
Sir, those are called Wumpa fruit.
Look, man, it's been nearly 20 years.
Q definitely not stale. It's about time joke at this point.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I thought I could make that. All right. Yeah, I don't remember there being as much side-scrolling platforming in Crash.
Oh no, there's definitely like what I call like the 2D segments. Obviously not actually two-dimensional, because there is still some depth to these sections.
Yeah.
But yeah, every Crash game has had sort of these side-scrolling elements, especially like in the bonus levels.
Okay, I actually have to be right back. We're going to switch back over to Proceed. I'll be back in 1 second. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Okay. So, what's the general story of this one?
Yeah, so I'm guessing typical Crash shenanigans. So like I know like the whole idea of the game is to explore like time travel, but that's also really not anything new for Crash.
Yeah.
Traveled
Wasn't
through
the
time before.
third one the time travel?
Yeah, the third game was sort of a time travel thing. You could go back and you could run also from dinosaurs. You could go to like gladiatorial arenas. So I'm not sure how this story is gonna.
Well, it's got like an
diverge.
alternate dimension vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, so if you actually pause the game, it tells you what year you're in and what dimension you're in. So for Snow Way Out, you are in the 11th dimension, 1954.
Oh.
And I know from the teaser trailers that the rendition of Tana that we get in this game is a different dimension Tana.
Yeah.
So there is definitely like converging dimensions and timelines and stuff. And I think a lot of that's just gonna end up being, hey, look how far we can pull this joke about how drastically we needed this game to exist.
Yeah. Well, there goes that.
Yeah, this bonus level, the bonus level in Snow Way Out in particular, is crazy hard.
I like that they put in the year in this. It's such a.
It's different. It like kind of like makes you kind of question the context of it. Like why is it important that this be 1954?
Yeah, like. Because as far as I can tell, this could just be any time in history or place, especially with the world Crash is set up for itself, which is just this kind of kooky thing anyway.
I'm kind of hoping it pulls in like real world events, like kind of like the World's Fair or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I did that. Ask me to do the frickin' like regular platforming challenge and I'll fuck it up, but you know, hard bonus level, I'll do it in like 2 tries.
The other thing I don't quite understand about this game yet is so now that you're playing modern style, so there's no lives. So
Yeah.
the Wumpa fruit have a different
Purpose.
reason for existing, and if you collect enough of them, you start to get these gems. So say you collect like 300 Wumpa fruit, then you're gonna get like a gem for that or a diamond, which obviously goes into the collectathon aspect that's always been a part of Crash.
Yeah.
But there's also like some levels have like more hidden gems.
Interesting.
I know this one. I forget the exact location of it, but I did happen to find one in this level. That like I don't know. It just seems like there's gonna be more of those gems to collect, where you're kind of in past Crash games you only had like maybe 1 or 2 gems you'd have to find in a level. This one seems like it has maybe like 4.
Oh, okay.
Per level.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not bad at all. It kind of gives you more reasons to like explore or re-explore levels.
Yeah.
That Crash tape too, or that Neocortex tape you just passed.
I did?
If
Where's
you, it's like right after the checkpoint.
Oh, well.
It is kind of ghosted out on your screen because so the only way I've been able to kind of rationalize it is if you collect all the boxes up to that tape, you can collect that tape, which is like a secret
Oh.
cutscene or something.
Okay.
So I think that's the game's way of telling you, hey, at this point you haven't collected all the boxes.
Got it.
That's just a theory I have because the one time I was able to collect it, I was pretty confident I'd collect all the boxes prior. But yeah, so lots of stuff to collect in Crash 4.
Yeah, a lot of boxes. A lot of ice to slide on. Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know if throwing players into because I'm sure everybody who played this demo, the first level they tried out was a Snow Way Out.
Yeah, it's like right at the top.
Right, so it seems odd to me that they would just throw you into an ice physics level like immediately.
It just, I guess, to separate the strong from the weak is my methodology.
The strong wills from the weak wills.
Yeah, like anyone who's like, no, I'm not gonna fuck with a snow level is immediately rooted out. Okay. So how come Crash, who's basically doesn't have any form of communication other than random gibberish, is able to maintain such a long and storied, like, relationships? God damn it.
What do you mean?
Like, he has a girlfriend, he has all these, his best friends and all this shit, and he, like, barely speaks English? He doesn't, actually, does he?
He doesn't. He does not speak. He just kind of does. I think the only word he has in his lexicon is "whoa."
Which, I mean, that's a good word to go with.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
It's a
a
top
very
10.
right. It's a you can get a lot of information from a single "whoa."
Just all depends on how you say it, you know?
Yeah. So I actually have a little theory for this as to why Crash can't speak a ton of English, and it's because in the first Crash game, he is. So all the enemies in the first Crash game are like diabolical experiments of Neocortex.
Yeah.
And in the first cutscene in the first Crash game, you kind of see him on the operating table and he escapes, and that's kind of where the game launches from. And so I've always kind of like just thought in my mind, well, he's like half an experiment of Neocortex.
Oh yeah, like he's unfinished.
Right.
Okay.
That's pure fan speculation and fan rationalization where it probably doesn't need to exist.
I mean,
But yeah.
you're probably right. You know, if I've learned one thing about like writers for stuff like this, even for older games, there's this methodology to this where they have all the answers to this stuff. They know all of it. None of it's like just like, oh, you just talk because it's funny, or he doesn't talk because funny.
Right, and like this was like from an era where like silent protagonists were pretty popular.
Yeah. There's a really good thing on Doom where they interviewed the guy who wrote the original Doom.
John
And
Carmack.
Not John Carmack. I can't remember his name. There's an actual writer for Doom and Wolfenstein. Yeah. And he apparently wrote this like fucking 10-page long intro thing on the story of Doom and the prologue and what your character is and what it all means. And then John Carmack and Romero were just like, what if he just shoot instead?
Yeah, what if he just went shooty? Oh, and that, like, it makes the character more relatable. When
Yeah.
They don't have dialogue because you can kind of self-insert a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. How do I break these big ones? What do I do here? How do I...
Sorry, it's hard for me to tell.
The metal boxes with the X's.
Oh, if you jump and do a circle in the air, you do like a kind of a butt bounce or a body slam if it's Crash, and then Coco does the butt bounce.
Oh, so Coco's just a Blade Mario ripoff. Got it.
Yeah, Coco is just female Crash, which is fine. Like I'm totally about that. I actually play as Coco now in the remasters because I like her character a lot better.
Why do I think that would work? I mean, yeah, 'cause like it's weird now because like Crash is basically just an insert character. He doesn't seem to have much characterization other than he wacky.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is fine. Like,
Yeah.
20 years ago, but it's, like, weird now. It's the same thing going back to the old Halo games. It's just, like, Master Chief doesn't talk at all, ever, and, like, people will talk at him, and he'll never respond.
Right, and the only reason he still exists is because we're so familiar with him, and
Yeah.
because we're used to him being there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but this game would be totally unchanged if it was like a different, like, skin or something. Obviously, it wouldn't have the Crash name behind it and everything, but
What kind of accent, what do you think, like, Crash would sound like if he could actually talk?
oh, he's got to be Australian, right? He's got to be Australian, or he's got to have like a New Zealander accent.
Oh, New Zealand would be fun. I feel like the easy joke would be that he has, like, a very posh British accent. You know?
Why is that?
Because it's just dissonant. Like, it's not
Yeah.
what you would expect from him. It's like, oh, it's so wacky. He talks like...
It seems
Yeah.
odd to me that you would even like the idea of making a Bandicoot like a character in a video game is really weird because like and maybe this is like my American centrism coming out.
Yeah.
But it's not like an animal you think of, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, you'd think, like, oh, rabbit, or...
Right.
Well, even hedgehog's kind of weird.
Yeah, hedgehog is a little weird. That's not very. That's like not an American thing either. I feel like that's very like British, UK.
Yeah. Now, if they made, like, a bald eagle in one of these, that's where you get your money.
Yeah, right. But even like Sonic the Hedgehog, like Crash Bandicoot doesn't really seem to be like an actual depiction of a Bandicoot. Like, have you ever looked up a Bandicoot? They're
No,
very
not
small,
actually.
and they're like they're marsupials technically, I guess, but they very much look like a rodent.
Oh, so they don't look like a big, weird, anthropomorphic fox thing?
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, you don't see those running around New Zealand, Australia, New Guinea, wherever they're from. Wherever marsupials come from.
The island marsupials live on.
Yeah.
So who would win in a fight, Joel or Crash Bandicoot?
Who in Crash Bandicoot?
Joel from Last of Us.
Oh, are we gonna just like?
Yeah, we're gonna go
play
through. We're
all
gonna.
the Naughty Dog characters into like a battle royale.
Yeah, we're gonna see who wins.
I
I think, like, honestly, the person who wins is Nathan Drake, just because of his body count is insane.
Yeah. So I've actually never played an Uncharted game.
Really?
I own all of them. I've never played a single one. And it's like one of these days. It's gonna be during the summer. I'm just gonna be like, all right, let's just binge the hell out of all of them right now. And I'm gonna play in all 4 of them, and we're just gonna get through it. But between Joel and Crash, I think it would have to be like it would be heavily dependent on the universe they're fighting in.
Well, I feel like whatever universe they fight in, they bring their own stats from their own games, you know? Like, Crash still will work like Crash even if he's in the Last of Us world. I mean, but that means Crash dies in a single hit, you know? Like,
It means Crash dies in a single hit, and he has to deal with zombies.
Yeah.
or fungus people as Naughty Dog calls them. Because they're not technically zombies, but we all know what you're up to, Naughty Dog.
They're just
Listen.
fucking zombies. Like,
Yeah, they're zombies. You
I
can say
hate-
what they're not, but we all know.
I hate that shit. It's the same thing with The Walking Dead, where it's like, oh, they're actually walkers. It's like, fuck off.
You know what's even weird about that? I know we're getting on a bit of a tangent here. Is that
Yeah.
all of these people in these properties, even I noticed it recently in the Dawn of the Dead remake from 2004, is that nobody ever calls these things zombies. It's like they live in
Yeah.
a universe where nobody's come up with the concept of a zombie.
The only time they ever know what a zombie is when it's like a comedy, and they're like, oh, it's like a zombie,
Right.
and it's
It's
like,
like
yeah,
if that were to happen in real life, we would all immediately be like, oh yeah, we have a zombie outbreak going on. Like we wouldn't even question like what to call them. It's just straight up, yeah, those are zombies.
and it's like, and it's even then like asking questions like, do not even have like the mythical version of the zombie? Is that just a world where that's just not a thing?
Right.
Like,
But those same properties will like jam their media content with all these like Romero references.
yeah,
So at the same time, it's like, how can you not call this a zombie? You obviously acknowledge that the creator of zombies exists here.
oh, he only made his vampire movie. Sorry. It's like the only other John Romero movie I know about. Like, that isn't just him making another zombie movie.
Yeah. I need to. I've seen a lot of like the remakes that have been done from his films, but not actually a ton of his films.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like on my list. I'm a huge horror buff, and I hate to say that, and also like in the same sentence, say I haven't seen a ton of Romero films.
I mean, if we're gonna get real here, most Romero stuff isn't great.
It probably hasn't aged well, I'm sure.
Yeah, like Night of is fantastic. It still really holds
Yeah.
up.
Well, and
Uh,
that's one of the few that I have seen.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the ones that just kind of have to. Like,
Right.
it's so foundational. But Dawn of is good. All of his other, the one after Dawn of is also really good. Day of, yeah. Day of is really good. But then after that, like maybe just stop.
Just don't watch him.
Basically,
Did
he
he
become. What's
Did
up?
he do They Live?
No, that's Carpenter.
Yes. I saw that recently too.
They Live is super fun.
That movie like holds up really well.
Especially
I-
nowadays, man. It,
Yeah, I went into it thinking it was gonna be a little hokey, and I absolutely loved it.
well, I mean, like a lot of Carpenter stuff, it is hokey, but it just kind of leans into it.
Yeah. Well, it has that like 5-minute like fight scene between
Keith David and Roddy Piper.
yeah, and like that's like that's the scene where I was like watching it, and like at first I'm like yeah, this film's kind of okay, and then I saw that scene, I'm like, I think I love this film.
Oh, look at that. He did a selfie. It's so funny.
Did he go? Whoa!
He hasn't gone whoa yet. Hey, Will.
Just in time to see you beat the level.
Yeah, literally. We've been live for 30 minutes, and I just finally beat the first level because I'm very good at video games. I don't know if you've heard.
I think so we don't have any sense of like an overworld or like a hub world
Yeah.
in the demo.
No, not yet.
I think Snow Way Out would be probably about like midway through the game based on
Yeah, I
this
would say like
difficulty.
Yeah, that
either the
doesn't.
second hub or the third hub.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like a welcome to the beginning of the fucking video game ice level right off the bat.
Of the 3 levels you'll play tonight, I think it's probably the hardest.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, the one you're about to do, Dino Dash, I think, is the easiest.
Died
'Cause you're
immediately.
just running towards the camera, right? Or at
Yeah,
certain points.
This is just traditional Crash right now.
Yep. And which dimension are you in? I think I saw 88 million BC.
Yeah, Aegipus dimension, 88 million BCB.
Interesting.
Born.
I really hope like all these like dimension names and like years like actually mean something and not just like some pause menu overlay.
I mean, I
What's
hope
that?
so too, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I know. But I want.
I like
The
this
hard
art style
yearning.
a lot.
Something. It's really hit or miss with me. Like some designs are really cool. I like a lot of the enemies.
Fuck.
I like a lot of the worlds, but then like when it comes almost it's like strictly to Crash and Neo-Cortex's design, I find it a little like too goofy.
Yeah, Crash. I mean, Crash looks like how you would design Crash now, for better or
Crash-
for worse.
Yeah, Crash is mostly fine, and like the more I play it, the more like it makes sense to me.
But I like these square-headed dinosaurs a lot. That's
Yeah, I kind of wish that, and maybe this is like a permissions issue. I was kind of hoping they would just use the character models from the Insane Trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure like
Look, man, you got
wasn't allowed.
studio has to hire a bunch of art designers and concept designers. All right, we're not gonna just make them do nothing.
Yeah, true. Another, and it's a very small detail, and I love like all these like small details that Toys for Bob has put into the game to like improve on like the overall like Crash experience. But like that little reticle when you jump, you got that little
Oh, yeah,
yellow
it's nice.
cursor underneath you. It's
Yeah.
so good. I think depth in like the original Crash games and even in the remasters, like depth was sometimes a little difficult to discern. Because you just have like this kind of like blurry like shadow underneath you, and you know levels where like maybe the lighting was bad, it would be a bit hard to see. But now you get this cursor underneath yourself. Enemies that are airborne also have this cursor, and it makes it like so much easier to tell where you are on the plane.
Yeah.
And it's just like all these like small things that they're doing that just overall are making the formula feel better than maybe it did in the 90s,
Yeah.
or even in the 2018 remaster.
I still need to play the Insane Trilogy. Did you guys ever actually beat Crash Bandicoot?
The original or the remake?
The original. Like when you were kids?
Oh no,
Yeah,
I did
no.
not.
I never got past the first fucking boss. I could never beat him.
I didn't like 100% Crash until I was an adult, and until after remasters had come out. But I had like gotten through all of the levels when I had like a PlayStation 2. But like that was also like the era where like, the internet was
Crash.
still kind of young, and like you couldn't
Yeah.
just like look up where to find everything.
Back when getting 100% in a game was an actual monumental achievement that
Yes.
isn't just busy work.
Right.
The good old days.
Yeah,
These kids don't know what they
they're missing.
have.
I also was kind of hoping the demo would let you explore like the customization aspect.
Customization?
Because,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so-
can do
yeah,
costumes.
he's gonna have all sorts of outfits
Oh, that's fun.
to wear. I'm
Okay,
very excited.
Do you
to
think
see,
they
like,
have?
what kind of references they throw in?
Do you think they have PS1?
I
hope, for sure.
like low poly count Crash.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please. They have to, right?
They have to.
They have to.
That's like the go-to anytime you make like an old like remake of something like this, or like a long sequel.
Yeah.
Like Metal Gear Solid 4, you get the fucking old snake skin when you go to Shadow Moses.
I'm hoping. So like, you guys have played Monster Hunter, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's like a Spyro skin, but like you wear it as if it was like a Monster Hunter skin, like you would like slain Spyro the dragon. and
Jesus
you're just-
Christ.
You're just wearing his skin.
It's a bit much.
I think the one costume I've seen in like marketing is like a Rockstar outfit.
Oh, like a actual Rockstar, not.
Yeah, like
Rockstar
he has
the
like
game.
like a mohawk and like a guitar and stuff.
For a second, I was like a Rockstar is in Rockstar Game
Oh
Company?
no, yeah, no, not like Grand Theft Auto.
Fucking getting yelled at, Crash getting yelled at, get on the fucking train.
One of the things that eludes me about the demo still is how to get that nitro box when you phase over.
Yeah.
It's the one box I have like been like, how do I get this?
Okay, we slide in. Jump. Nope, cannot jump over the mushrooms. Oh,
You have
got to
you
phase.
the mushroom
Yep.
yeah.
They tell you
So
that right
those are-
here.
All of the masks. All of the masks are really cool.
Yeah, these are cool little like additions.
Yeah. This I think ultimately
Fuck!
this is going to be the mechanic that the game rides or dies on.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the demo isn't the best of it because what we get in the demo is really good. And I'm gonna be very disappointed if like the reason they're in the demo is because it's the best example they have.
Well, I mean,
I think they're still saving some.
I would hope.
Well, yeah, we know they're definitely saving some maps because we've seen.
If I stand
trailers
inside
where
the
he-
mask?
Oh, you got the nitro box.
I
Well,
do.
yeah, because he had the
The
buffer hit from dying too many times.
listen, all
Which is
right.
one way. No, it's one way. It's a strat. It's a strat. Dying's a strategy now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a pro Crash player. Just don't mind me. Why did I? Oh God. All three people watching, which are probably Spencer, myself, and Will.
Oh, Spencer's watching. I can say mean things to the chat.
How's watching your whatever, Spencer? Realized I probably shouldn't say stuff like that on the internet. As I was saying it.
Spencer, if you're in the chat, what's it like living in Canada? And how much better is it than America right now?
I mean, do you even have to ask that? Oh, it's T-Rex. Cool. Wait to survive a T-Rex now?
Yep.
Tough fuzzy, get dizzy.
Yeah, this is like one of those things where like it makes sense with the theming of it's about time, but it's also not technically anything different than what we've already seen in the Crash game because he does run away from like the Triceratops.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm not good with dinosaurs. He runs away from the dinosaur in Crash 3.
I think that was a Triceratops.
Yeah. The Triceratops is the one with like the big head, right?
Yeah,
It's got,
three
like, a
horns.
shield.
Three horns.
What's the Stegosaurus again?
That's
Is that
the
with
one.
long neck?
No. Well, there's a lot of them with long necks. The Stegosaurus is the
okay.
one with all the spikes on its back, and then the 3 or the 4 spikes on its tail.
Uh-huh. It's easier if you name them like they're from the land before time.
Spike is a Stegosaurus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I know Spike.
That's a good point of reference.
Littlefoot is a kind of dinosaur called a sauropod. How do you get the nitros? I never.
So at the end of every level, there's a.
They should have a nitro explode
Yeah.
all the nitro boxes
Mhm.
thing.
Oh.
You
okay.
you hit it in the
But yeah.
previous.
So you
Christ.
don't have to make it explode.
The nitro boxes are meant to not be an obstacle until the end of the level.
I always find it weird that Naughty Dog went from this to like.
The Last of Us.
Dexter? Oh,
Yeah, it's Jack and Dexter. I mean, yeah, even Jack and Dexter a little bit.
No, I mean the first Jack and Daxter game was pretty
Yeah.
regular 3D
Yeah.
platforming type stuff. Maybe a little hack and slashy as well, but
Yeah. The Jack 3's where it got heavy.
never
it
played.
got
Never
heavy.
played Jack 3. I stopped after the first one.
I think Jack 2 was the turning point of that.
Yeah.
whole Naughty Dog going
Serious.
serious.
Yeah, Jack 3, he had a motorcycle. And he turned into a big, scary monster when he was mad. I think he did that too, but
doesn't he like go through puberty at some point? Like he becomes a man. Like
Yeah,
he's a boy in the first one, and then he's a man.
Man.
I feel like a lot of PS2 games were doing that route though. You look at Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, and Wars
like
Within.
Like I was telling Joe, even Crash did that a little bit with the whole like tribal tattoo phase and Crash of the Titans and Mind Over
Yeah.
Mutant.
Everyone went edgy in the 2000s.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
the thing.
it was that thing because you reach that point where it's like, well, we're adults playing video games now. We should make video games for adults. I guess. Oh, look at the baby T-Rexes. Those aren't T-Rexes. They have 3 fingers.
I don't know if Toys for Bob put that much thought into it.
I would hope they would.
Just omitting a finger to show that it's not a T-Rex.
It's like, what are the defining
I mean,
characteristics?
I'm sure they did their research. I'm sure they weren't like, that nitpicky about it. Like, Joe's gonna fucking play this game. Excuse my language. Joe's gonna play this game. He's gonna see it has 3 fingers. He's gonna call us out on it.
Yeah, that's right. 1 fucking star, Toys for Bob. Get wrecked. You thought I wouldn't know? How do I... Okay. I'm always looking. I'm always watching.
0 out of 10. The T-Rexes aren't politically correct.
Oh god. A non-politically correct T-Rex sounds terrifying.
I was hoping, speaking of political correctness, what they've done with Fauna Bandicoot in this, I think is absolutely wonderful. But I was hoping she would show up in the demo instead of Neocortex. Not that Neocortex gameplay isn't fun, but they had like shown off Tana like right before the demo came out.
So
So
yeah,
I thought like for sure they were gonna show her, because she kind of has like this the jungle mechanic where she's kind of like swinging on ropes and stuff.
I want to play Dingodile. That's kind of my.
Oh yeah, he's a
my
playable
character.
character.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they pick the playable characters.
Yeah,
They're
so
like-
all of the villains,
Yeah, played.
all of the villains in Crash for some reason have had like very like in-depth backstories, like Pinstripe Hotobo or whatever. I forget what animals they all are, but the Pinstripe rat guy, who was very clearly a member of the mafia, like ends up running for
Jesus.
governor.
wait, what?
Yeah. So like you know like in a,
governor of what?
of Crash Land, obviously.
But so it's a state?
Yes, of course. the state of Crash.
We are all in a state of crash. I understand.
At the end of the first game, Brio he decides to no longer work for Cortex and pursues his lifelong passion of becoming a bartender.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah. So yeah, all of these like the first Crash game ended with like a where are they now type thing. That was really cool. So yeah, all of the original Crash bosses have like backstories, and they gave one to Dingodile because I think he's maybe like the fan favorite enemy from the series.
Yeah. Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
So he's kind of now retired from villain and he's helping with whatever events are going on in Crash.
We love
'Cause I'm sure
obsessive
that's
arc.
what it-
Hopefully he's the main character. Is he like a dingo crocodile man?
Yes, he's
Dingo Crocodile.
part dingo, part crocodile,
And he's got a flamethrower.
and he's the best boss in Crash 2 or Crash 3.
And 3. Crash 3.
Yeah, Crash 3, where he's got the flamethrower and he's kind of like surrounded by like these giant crystals, and you have to let him shoot the crystals away before you can kind of move in and
That sounds fun.
I always like the engine. It's like the mad rocket scientist guy.
I didn't like Engine because that's the one where you have to like throw the Wumpa fruit at him, right? And like, injure all the parts. I always thought that fight was really tedious. I like that it was different than every other fight because that's like the only time you ever really have to throw a Wumpa fruit at somebody like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Why?
I guess until you get the gun, but
Why am I getting blown up there?
where are you getting blown up?
Towards the end.
Oh, because he's catching you.
Oh, okay.
So,
Wow.
so yeah, so the hitboxes I think are a little wonky in the demo, but if he catches up to you and you're close enough to a crate, he'll blow the crate up and you'll eat it in the last crate.
That sucks.
Yeah. Try not to do that.
Okay.
He's saying play better.
Yeah, I know. You're telling me to get good. I get it.
Crash like Dark Souls, right? That's the.
Yeah. Crash is now Dark Souls.
I mean, it's certainly no Dark Souls, but I do think this game has always has had like a reputation of being difficult. Also, elephant in the room is he just straight up has a double jump, which he has in Crash 3, but you have to unlock it. And I think the double jump in this game is so different because you get kind of like a little hover with it.
Fuck!
And when I did the demo, it was so hard for me to like acknowledge that and like actually put the hover into effect. But yeah, the double jump is so key in Crash 4.
Damn it.
So could you double jump off of this, or does he still have to slide?
He still has to slide underneath this. This is
Yeah.
this is an awkward part.
Trying to like get it the timing just right on that.
Yeah, like you have to slide under it while it's like still underneath, but like at the same time you kind of have to jump. You found a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Where?
It was hidden behind the thing.
See, I like collectibles. I like collectibles in my platformers because of what like else am I living for?
Oh,
What
God.
not? Collectibles.
This game has a cardinal sin in it.
What's that?
In a traditional 2D platformer segment, you can move back and forth.
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
bad.
so Crash always has depth to it, even in its 2D sections, and it's the one thing I don't ever understand.
It's bad.
Yeah, that's always like even in the very first Crash game from 1996, that was a thing. In the 2D platforms, you could just run into the TV and fall off of the map. Now that's mitigated if you play with D-pads like a pro gamer like myself.
Gotta do it old school.
Yeah, you're gonna have some trouble with it if you're playing with a stick, I think.
Are you playing with a keyboard and mouse?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm playing with, actually. It's the only way I've ever played Crash.
Wait, you're playing with a keyboard and mouse?
Yeah.
On a PlayStation demo?
No.
I was so confused.
Yeah, no, I only believe in the true way of playing Crash, which is mouse and keyboard, just as Neil Druckmann intended.
As somebody who has been largely a console gamer for their entire life, the switch to keyboard and mouse after building my PC has been a little difficult.
Well, what are you playing on it?
Well, so I mean like Crash.
Oh.
But yeah, which obviously I still play with a controller. But Control was probably my first.
Oh, you played that with the keyboard and mouse?
Yeah, Control was my first full-fledged like PC 3D game where I was like, all right, I should probably try keyboard and mouse because my friends always are like, well, like there's nothing more superior than aiming with a mouse.
No.
Which I get, like that makes sense.
Yeah, but that's only for like first-person shooters. Third-person shooters, it's probably better to play with a keyboard. or
think so?
controller. Yes.
With a controller, yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, control was my first like time where I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this on a mouse and keyboard, and it was very difficult for me to like get used to the whole. Like it's just weird to me that because like WASD seems so one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Like literally like one dimension. That like it seems weird that
Fuck.
I use those 4 keys to move like 360 total movement type stuff.
I need to stop focusing on getting all the boxes and just survive.
You've only died 43 times.
Only 43 times.
Yeah, only 43 times. Oh look, you've died so many times that they're gonna give you 2 Aku Aku.
Giving you a chance.
So a fun thing about this is the way that my capture card works for some reason doesn't really play me the audio coming from the PlayStation that much.
Mhm.
So I only get like a little bit of it. So I really never know when the Aku Aku stuff is happening until like usually halfway through it.
Are you using an Elgato?
No, an Aper Media.
Never heard of it. So, like, you're still getting the audio, but it's on a delay, or you're just not getting audio at all?
I'm getting audio. It's just incredibly quiet. T-Rex steps in this lava. Okay.
Yeah, I love the chase sequences.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck.
honestly like in 2020 the whole idea of running towards the camera just kind of seems tedious and annoying because like you can't see any of that stuff until it's like right there.
Yeah.
Crash 4 is a little better at it because they kind of zoom out a little bit during those sequences, but that the idea of that scene is so inherently like Crash Bandicoot that like you can't not have it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like doing a Mega Man without the floating block puzzle stuff.
Right, exactly.
Where it's like, it's annoying, but because it's such an instrumental part of these fucking games, it's...
Right, you expect it to be there.
Yeah. What was it? One of the newer Mega Mans didn't have floating block puzzles. It was actually honestly surprising. I think it's the
Did
new
Mega
one?
Man, did Mega Man 11 have? I didn't finish Mega Man 11, which is surprising because that's my favorite franchise.
That game is actually really good, too.
Mega Man 11 is really good. It's really hard though,
Yeah.
and I like it's like I the retro gamer.
Oh, boy.
Says I can't play that on easy mode. I have to do it at least on normal mode, and I think that's like my downfall. Is like if I were to do it on easy, I'd be fine. I could experience the game in its entirety.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that hard once you get all the upgrades.
Yeah. That should be. I'll do that on like Throwback Thursday.
Throwback
just
to
all-
game that came out like a year ago.
Well, not specifically Mega Man 11, just Mega Man in general.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair. Ah, I
Though
did it!
eventually Mega Man 11 will eventually be there.
They're all retro games in the end. I did it.
It's an escape of death.
It's like classic rock. All rock becomes classic rock eventually.
Yeah.
Fucking Nirvana's classic rock now.
Yeah, I feel like they've been classic rock for a minute.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It was never too big into Nirvana. I understand why like Smells Like Teen Spirit is like such a cultural like,
yeah.
icon of a song. I totally get it, but it just wasn't a band for me. And I'm also totally the type of person who will rock a Nirvana smiley face T-shirt.
What, you're one of those.
Oh, so you're
I'm a poser.
yeah, you're a fake gamer boy. I get it.
Queen though. Queen is
Queen is pretty good.
yeah, Queen's probably one of my favorites.
The bandicoots
My
are en
favorite
route.
favorite.
Whoa!
I must reach.
Oh my god, why can't I think of the name? The White Stripes.
Really?
Are they classic rock now?
No.
No.
You don't think?
No, they're early 2000s. They're not classic rock yet.
When like how old does something have to be before it becomes
Wait,
classic?
wait a deck.
Like
Wait.
25 years usually.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so we'll give him half a decade, and they'll be classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, oh,
Is he still? So I know Jackway was doing solo stuff for a second there, but I'm not sure. Is he still doing solo stuff, or did he like give that up a long time ago?
no, he's still doing solo stuff. He never stopped.
Yeah.
Does he have like a double jump that I don't know of, Cortex?
So Cortex does not
Whoa!
have a double jump. Instead, he has the ability. He can create platforms with his gun, and if he shoots a second time, it kind of becomes like an increased jump platform.
Oh.
But he can also do a dash like in the air. That
Like that.
it's yeah. I don't like the dash. It feels very restrictive and very confined. Like I don't have a lot of control over it.
Yeah, and
But I mean, you do get a second in the air where you can kind of go back on it. So maybe it's just the way that it feels. But I don't. His dash doesn't feel good to me.
okay. This is interesting.
This level took me so long because I was only shooting things once, and I'm like, how am I supposed to get off this solid platform all the way up there? And then
Yeah,
I'm not even sure how I figured it out. I think I accidentally shot something twice, and I'm like, oh, they can make me go higher.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that if you didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
So, they have faces.
Yes, they like follow you around with their movement. They're cute. I like them. I don't know if I should name them or what, but
What would you name them?
Blobulus, the whatever number it is.
Blobius the third. Oh, yeah, that's right. The 11th dimension.
So that's how
right,
Blobulus
right?
is right there. Oh yeah, so this is the level where like it shares a dimension and year with that one level, and so they're gonna converge.
So wait, how do I? Okay, so
yeah.
that's like jumping now. Why won't this bounce?
Well, it won't bounce.
This thing, this metal crate.
Because it doesn't have an arrow on it. That box, you probably shot it from off screen, but it had an exclamation point, and you see all those gray boxes above you, all those
Yeah.
silver boxes above you. Those were like invisible before you shot that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you activated that, and it activated the rest of those boxes.
Will, have you played this yet?
No, I haven't.
Really?
Yeah, I've watched videos, but my first time kind of seeing all this.
This game will receive fantastic scores, and it will go down in history as the greatest crashing game.
I'm surprised they give you
Calling it.
the Aku mask here. Usually it's the other mask, right?
Oh,
Brian?
Uka. Yeah, his brother.
Uka, yeah.
It's just Aku backwards.
Yeah.
So is Cortex? So yeah, what is the deal here? Is he a good guy in this situation, or is he?
See, that's what I do. So you'll get to the point in this level where you start to play as Crash again because like Cortex's shenanigans, like blow up a ship or whatever, and so it feels like they're not on the same team in those moments. But then yeah, you have Aku obviously helping Cortex out.
Okay, so
and
what?
Uka is very much canon at this point, so I don't understand why we see Aku.
Actually,
here
you're
instead
gonna find out that much like Street Fighter, this one actually takes place between Crash 1 and 2.
Oh.
no, I don't like that.
Yeah, man. Don't you know? That's just how it works now. That's how video games are now. What am I supposed to do here?
Wait, Street Fighter 4 takes place between Street Fighter 1 and 2.
No, it takes place 2 and 3, I think.
So when you hit that arrow box down there, if you're holding the jump button, you'll go higher.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you go left, there's a hidden gem on back.
This way? Ah, look at that. Yeah, So Street Fighter, I think it's between 2 and 3. I don't know, man. Maybe it's between like Third Strike or.
Street Fighter is a game that I have bought because I know at some point I'll play it on the Throwback Thursday, but
Yeah.
it's not really a game I was like ever terribly into.
Yeah, I tried 5 with the when it became like a thing on PlayStation Store.
Oh wait, we're talking about Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Streets of Rage. I'm so dumb.
I mean, Streets of Rage is also fucking great. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, Streets of Rage is the game that I bought for Throwback Thursday eventually because I know I'll want to play it, but I'm historically bad at fighters and beat 'em ups, so I don't explore them a ton.
Well, I mean, you're specifically meant to be bad at beat 'em ups. If that makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, like even when they get consoles, they kind of always follow the arcade mentality, right? Where they're gonna eat your quarters up even when you don't have to put quarters in them.
Exactly. I mean, like, some would say that that's like kind of the hallmark of that kind of genre, is that it's supposed to be difficult. I would argue that, hey, I want to have a good time, not like be fucking mad.
Yeah. Arcades ruined everything, man. I'm kidding. Arcades obviously were like
I hate them.
the foundation, but God, it would be so annoying if games were still designed like that, though.
I mean, some of them are. That's what like phone games are anymore, right?
Yeah, but who plays phone games? Like, who honestly sits down and they're like, I'm gonna play this mobile game?
A lot of people. It's the biggest game market in the world, right?
I mean, yeah, but okay, yeah, yes, it is. But
What-
I feel like it's a different.
You're asking what gamers would do this.
Right. Though, like Diego asked earlier in the chat, in the MonsterVine chat, what mobile games he should try, and I had recommended Hold Down, which he had already played apparently because he said how great it was. Hold Down is a fantastic mobile game, but I also think it's on the PC, so it doesn't really Hold Down, HOLEDOWN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's like kind of like a pinball game where you just get a bunch of balls and you throw them at meteorites, and it's really addicting. And you kind of try to dig to the center of a planet, and you get kind of like all these RPG type
Whoa, you
type
turned back.
for a pinball game.
That's not fun.
Yeah, good game. I think it's like $4.99. Also, Among Us is technically a mobile game, so
Wait, really?
that game's fantastic. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's so weird when like that game's been so like recently successful, and like people don't really understand that like that game's been out for 2 years. and
Yeah.
It's a mobile game. Like,
Yeah, how
that's
did
insane.
people like find out about it?
So from my understanding, it's that they had like a sequel in line, and then they decided to just add all that sequel stuff
Oh, to the
game. Yeah. So they canceled the sequel, and for some reason, the update fluff made that game immensely popular for whatever reason. But I also think like like I at least since working at MonsterVine, I've noticed like there are more games that kind of follow that formula, like Unfortunate Spaceman, the one we did in early access.
Yep.
First Class or whatever.
Yep.
And so I think that genre as a whole is just becoming more popular, especially in like the COVID era where like it's just such a good game to play with friends.
Yeah, exactly. I can shoot at the camera. That's fine. You know, I haven't really played any Among Us yet.
It's such a good game, but like I can almost never have a worthwhile crowd for it.
I'm not
Because,
allowed
like-
to. I'm not allowed to play werewolf games anymore.
What?
I'm not allowed to play
On a cold
werewolf style
winter's
games
night.
anymore.
Have yourself a
Oh, like
Bandicoot
Town of Salem type stuff.
No,
When you say I'm not allowed to play werewolf games anymore, I thought you like exclusively meant games that feature werewolves as
Yeah, no.
characters.
that's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
How? What? Who's enforcing this rule upon you?
No, I'm not allowed to play games like that anymore. especially in person because I'm too good at them.
Mm,
But
I see.
in the terms of the way I'm good at them is I never actually try to be the bad guy until the game is almost over, and then I decide to be the bad guy. And then, because I really wasn't trying, no one actually suspected me ever. That's the strategy for any of these games if people want to know. Like, that's how you actually play them. That's how you trick people. Don't actually try to trick them.
My most played game of all time is Town of Salem.
Kind of Salem?
I get incredibly addicted to like these social deduction type games
Oh, okay.
because they're so good. It's such a satisfying like loop to like just go into a game, figure out who done it, and be like, I know you did it. I'm gonna tell you how you did it, and then the vindication you get when you're right. Such a good feeling. Such a good feeling. So like Among Us is up there for me, like in terms of like how good of a game it is.
So now you're back to Crash.
Yep.
Yeah. So now you're back to a Snow Way Out, and like the rest of the
This is
stuff.
the exact same level you played earlier.
Exact same, but the boxes are in different layers.
Here you go, Will. You missed it, so now you get to see it.
It's
Fuck.
deja vu, right? That's what they.
Yeah, it's deja vu all
Yeah.
over again.
I'm,
Deja vu.
I'm
I've
not
seen
sure.
your face before.
Like I'm not sure how I feel about this. Like at the same time, like for starters, it's like cool because like you know it opens the possibility for like these timelines to like converge and like everything to kind of like come together in the end. But at the same time, you're also now playing a part of a level that you've already played.
I would rather just have the cutscene that showed me, like, blowing up the thing than having to do the whole level again, personally.
Right.
Yeah. Like, okay, they added 2 new TNT boxes.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're not stacked anymore, but you know these ice platforms are all the same.
Or, like, have it so I'm fucking with the level a little bit, you know? Like,
Or like maybe like Cortex did something to the timeline, so
it's like, yeah, everything's different now.
Slightly changes it all, you know.
And it just kind of, like, snowballs as the level
Yeah.
goes on. Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, come on. Okay, well, I'm not getting that. Gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. Gotta go.
Wow.
I don't know how I lived through that, but ah!
Wow. I'm like on the like.
Yep, RNG.
Yeah, I'm on like the 2 minute play on Twitch, and I just saw you escape the TNT boxes, like by the literal hairs of Crash Bandicoot's neck.
Well, I gotta go over here, get this thing again. Whatever was over here. I did it. Oh, I have to go back now because it was further up in the level, and I'm good. You know, video game. I'm not. I'm not much of like a
Video game.
huge collector in games like this.
Oh, my heart. I love 3D platform collectathons so much.
Well, I'm not much of a person for games like this. I've never been good at them.
Yeah. Best genre, easily. Sorry
I
about
mean, you're wrong, but
that. No, I'm right.
no. I couldn't even tell you what the best genre of video game is, but it's definitely not this.
It's definitely not 3D platforming.
Definitely not 3D platform. It's probably visual novels or dating sims, to be honest.
I have yet to play a sim that I like. Not gonna
You
lie.
didn't like Mass Effect 2?
Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's very fair. And now that you've said it, I take my statement back.
I mean, that game is just a dating sim. Like,
Yeah, and I definitely totally romance Tolly because she's the best romance.
oh, yes. And if you're going for the other end, it's Thane. Thane's romance is so nice and tragic and sad. I love it.
Dude. Okay, spoilers for Mass Effect 3 for anybody watching. Isn't he 100% guaranteed to die in Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, he always dies.
Yeah, that would be so heartbreaking.
Yo, no, but like his whole character thing is that he has like an uncurable disease, so he's dying anyway. So like your whole romance with him in Mass Effect 2 is basically you going like, hey, maybe when this is over, we can go to this nice place where you can die. Like we're gonna retire to this planet so you can die in peace.
So sad.
Yeah.
In the first Mass Effect, I could never bring my romance Ashley because of how xenophobic he is. How like literally xenophobic.
You know, as a kid, I romanced Ashley, and I didn't really pick up on her being xenophobic. Because, you know, I was just playing, like, oh, cool, shooter space game.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until Mass Effect 2 when she comes back and I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, I bet a lot of like teenage boys chose Ashley simply because like the heterosexuality
Yeah.
of that relationship was obviously more relatable for most young boys.
Yeah, exactly.
But my first romance in that game was Caden, because
Really?
I just couldn't bring myself to romance Ashley because of how racist she seemed. And then the second time I played is when I forget the blue girl's name, but
Liara.
that's when I yeah, Liara.
I mean, generally everyone picks Liara or Ashley. Because everyone wanted to get with the blue chick.
Yeah, they wanted the Kirk Cameron experience.
Yeah.
Or the
Captain
yeah.
Kirk experience.
Captain Kirk experience.
Fuck!
Kirk Cameron.
Kirk Cameron experience. Being really weird about evolution.
Different sort of experience, the one I do not recommend.
Giving up a promising career in Hollywood to be a religious fundamentalist. My favorite experience. Man, how do you guys feel about the Mass Effect remaster rumors?
I'm for it. I think Mass Effect 2 is probably one of the greatest games I've ever played.
Hard agree. Especially for the time, it is probably one of the greatest RPGs ever made.
So
Yeah, I would say so.
I would play a Mass Effect 2 remaster any day.
Yeah, I'll play a Mass Effect 1 remaster too. If you actually, especially if you like, kind of made Mass Effect 1 play like Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, one I remember even when I played it for the first time in college, felt a little stiff to me. So I bet that game would benefit a lot from a remaster.
Yeah, that's the question: is whether or not it's going to be like a true remaster or like a we just made this HD remaster.
My one regret, the one thing I've never done. Well, I haven't played Mass Effect 3 or Andromeda. I should preface this statement by saying, but the one thing I regret as an adult is playing Mass Effect as male Shepard because the voice acting was so bad.
Oh, he's fine.
You think so?
Yeah, he's not as bad as everyone makes him out to be. Femshep is better.
Okay, that's fair, but yeah, the female Shepard
Yes.
is definitely better.
Yeah,
100%.
female.
So if I ever get a chance to play that again, I'm definitely playing as Femshep.
I think Mass Effect 2 had one of my favorite role-playing moments of my entire life. Because generally speaking, you know, as most people did with Mass Effect, you do a good then evil playthrough, you know, just to see everything that happens. So I did my evil playthrough with like a femshep, and as it was going, I'd make like a few good guy choices. And then I got to the end of the game where it's like, do you give the Reaper carcass over to Cerberus or not? And in that moment, I was like, no, even on my evil playthrough, fuck them. And it was like a completely like character-informed decision and not like a gameplay-informed decision. And that felt really powerful to me, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So then I got to play like a redemptive arc in 3 when that came out with that character.
Maybe this is just I wasn't like as much involved with gaming.
Yeah.
When I first played these games, obviously not in the way that I am now.
Yeah.
But I never felt that those games incentivized you enough to play Renegade as opposed to Paragon.
I agree. Renegade in most of in those games is basically just being a dick and not
Yeah.
really being evil, and then
Yeah,
occasionally you'll make one really evil choice.
Right. Yeah, that's the impression I always got. And then I guess in Mass Effect 3, when I stopped playing them, I guess it gives you the option. You know, there's like the whole Krogan disease, and like, you finally get the option to, if you like don't like help them, you get both the Solarians and the Krogans to help you in the war at the end. But if you choose to help the Krogan, the Solarians won't help you. So it's like a one-time, like a good decision, like isn't a good decision.
But even then, not, because if you got high enough respect with Morden, he'll do it, and then you'll get both anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's same thing with
That's disappointing.
it's same thing with the Quarian and the Geth. Like if you are high enough with Tali and you have high enough fucking Paragon, you can get both.
Oh yeah, I did that.
One thing I absolutely loved about Mass Effect 2 was, so you know when you do like everybody's like individual missions and you can take like different people aboard with you.
Yeah.
The second time I played Mass Effect 2, I learned that taking Legion with you on Tali's mission changes all of the dialogue in the whole.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It's so good.
And they're all
It's
like,
so good.
"Why the fuck did you bring this here? What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah. But like they're like if you see it through, like their relationship, Legion and Tali's relationship is so much better for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Taking Tali on Legion's mission's also really good, because she kind of has to like confront this like ethical decision of like, oh, is enslaving this entire race okay?
Right.
Mass Effect 2 is such a
Yeah,
good game.
yeah.
It's
Mass
such a
Effect 2 is so good.
God, it's such a goddamn good game. That is probably one of my highest played games. I think I played through that game 4 or 5 times.
Oh wow.
100% it.
I've only played it twice, but I would say both of those playthroughs would probably come out to more than 100 hours.
Same. I got all the DLC. I got like everything for that game. I was so excited for fucking Mass Effect 3. When Mass Effect 3 came out, and like the gameplay was real good.
It was good, but
People
was
terrible.
I'll never understand why, because I never played it.
it's a finale that very much like disappointed.
Didn't BioWare have to update the game to have a different ending because so many people hated the ending?
Yeah, well, okay. Brian, what would you say like the central like what is the thesis statement of Mass Effect, would you say?
The thesis statement of Mass Effect would be something along the lines of finding humanity even in places or life forms where you wouldn't expect it to exist.
Yeah. And I always also found that a very strong tenet about it, especially with 2, is that like our differences are what make us stronger. You know, the fact that we aren't all the same. It's a very strong point throughout the entire series, is that like all of these races are different, but it's their unique viewpoints that bring it all together, kind of. And then Mass Effect 3 is like, what if they're all just the same though?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll play it eventually.
Well, there is good stuff in it, which is a shame. Like the Korean Geth stuff. The first time I played it made me cry. It's really well written, and the Citadel DLC is really good. The Origin of the Reapers DLC is actually surprisingly really good.
The way the Geth became like this manipulative faction of evil to having such a pivotal role in the entire thing is just
It's
so
almost being a sympathetic, not even
Right.
almost, like just being basically the most sympathetic race in the entire franchise.
good.
And just through one character too.
Yeah. Legion's probably the best character in Mass Effect.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's tough. It's tough to pick.
Thane,
Tough to pick a best character, but
The Citadel DLC is kind of incredible. If you like Mass Effect, if you've ever liked Mass Effect, you have to play it. Because it's just this ultimate little fan service moment.
Yeah. Wait, what's that a part of?
3.
Yeah, I think it's
It's
I
the last
I don't think
piece
I
of...
explored any Mass Effect DLC.
Ooh, man, you're actually missing out. The DLC for 2 is really, really good.
Well, in college I never played DLC because I thought it was stupid.
Oh,
The concept existed, and then I kind of got over that as I matured.
yeah. Yeah.
I had some like hardcore like gamer opinions that I just should have never had. The more I looked at them, like DLC, like I was totally on that bus of like, oh, why didn't they just release it with the original game?
Because, you know, it's a way to support the game post-release.
It's such a dumb argument in hindsight.
Yeah. I've always hated people like that. No offense. Just
Yeah.
they've
No,
always.
I mean, if I were to talk to 18-year-old me, I'd hate him too.
I mean, same actually. If I met 18-year-old me, I'd be fucking pissed. So what I wonder about that supposed like remake trilogy though is if they do it, do they just go like, no, the ending's different now?
Well, it's not a remake,
yeah.
it's a remaster, right?
It's a remaster, I know, but like, they're talking about making a Mass Effect 4, and I mean,
Well, they did make a Mass Effect 4, right? Andromeda. Is that not
yeah, but they're talking about making like an actual.
like with Shepard and crew?
We don't know if it's like a Shepard thing, but
So like is Andromeda not like a main installment in the series? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, it's like a spin-off
They,
thing.
Okay.
Because it's not mainline BioWare.
Gotcha. Who developed that one?
One of the satellite BioWare studios that they made, and folded immediately after that game came out because no one bought it.
Yeah, because the main studio was just making Anthem at the time, so.
Yeah, and now the main studio is on Dragon Age.
Totally forgot BioWare did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited to see whatever the fuck that is when they remake it. I can't believe they're putting the money in it, but
What, Dragon Age?
no, Anthem.
Oh. They're remaking Anthem?
Yeah.
That game was
Yeah.
garbage.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that. I'm glad I do, but
Yeah, they're gonna make
remember
it good,
that-
apparently.
I don't know how you can make that good, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
And I feel extra bad because like the thing that game always had going for it was like, oh, it's the best Iron Man game you'll ever play. And then Avengers came out and just did it better. And even Avengers still has problems, but like,
But you're playing as Iron Man.
but you're actually playing as Iron Man, which is the only thing that game really had going for it.
did we have anybody play the Iron Man VR game? I've kind of been. I no longer have a VR system, but I've low-key been interested in that.
I've heard that it's good. It's just that the PSVR can't handle it.
The PSVR is bad.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just one of those people who can't handle VR because I know those people exist. But man, when I had PSVR, it gave me terrible headaches, and it had like that screen door effect, you know, when you're looking through
Yeah.
it, and everything kind of looks like it's got like this weird lens on it.
Yeah.
I got some enjoyment out of it. I really like playing RE7 in VR. I never finished it, but that was a cool experience.
Oh, I couldn't do that game in VR. That sounds fucking overwhelming and terrifying.
It was,
Sounds like-
yeah.
That sounds too much.
No, definitely. I think that's probably the best way to play Resident Evil now.
VR?
Yeah, it was so good. Just like, I don't know. I wonder what it'd be like to play on an Oculus or like a better system. Because like it was still very much like you could tell you were like kind of in like a simulation, but
I'm gonna do an all-crawl run of Crash Bandicoot.
do an all crawl run. I don't know about that one, Chief.
I was
Alright.
waiting for you to get to the death count.
So see, even when it says level complete, it said Snow Way Out at the top.
Weird.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well.
the Cortex stuff is like a side mode thing.
Yeah. Oh, there is. So Crash 4 is supposed to have like those like additional modes where
Yeah.
you play a level, but it's like slightly different, and like sometimes you paint, or like sometimes you go back in time. So yeah, maybe it is one of those things.
And there was supposed to be multiplayer, which
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. but-
Interest. The co-op?
That's no, it's not gonna be co-op. It's gonna be multiplayer versus. It's gonna be like
okay.
the two modes they revealed was like a race, so you race across levels, obviously,
Yeah.
and then like a box bash mode where the person who breaks the most boxes is the victor.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. That's probably something I won't explore a ton. Like I'll like boot it up once and be like, oh, that was cool, and never touch it again.
I would enjoy a mode where it's just like straight up that Wii Mario Brothers game. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you can have like four people playing at once, and you just turn to fucking bubbles when you die, and you just annoy the fuck out of your friends.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii U Deluxe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great game, but yeah. I don't know how that would, cause so like that game is like a purely like 2D side scroller.
Yeah.
So like the whole bubbling thing works for that, especially with how zoomed out that screen is. I'm not sure how well that would work. Along like a Z-axis.
I have no idea. It probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I just hope like multiplayer is gonna be like there's gonna be like a character select screen, and you can choose between like Crash, Coco, Dingo Dial, Cortex, and they all have like their own attributes and stuff. That'd be cool.
Have they ever talked to like the older Naughty Dog guys to see how they feel about this game or any of the remaster stuff?
I'm not sure.
I think it's been so long, and the people that created it.
I'm sure they're fine
Yeah.
with it, but I wonder if like is Neil Druckmann gonna play this game? Like, are like senior Naughty Dog staff gonna be like, yeah, let's play Crash 4 together, guys?
I don't think so. They're
Yeah, I don't.
they're
think
so
either.
far removed.
Yeah, you're probably right.
The impression that I've always got is that Naughty Dog likes to distance themselves as far away from as possible from like Jack and Daxter and Crash.
Which is weird, well, except for in Uncharted 4. There's a little sequence about it, but
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Like
That was-
Naughty Dog never shied away from like Crash references. Like I know in the first Last of Us, you can get outfits for Ellie that has like Crash Bandicoot on them.
so that's what I wonder. How do they get away with that? Like, how are they allowed to do that? Do they have like a weird co-licensing deal with it
Yeah, because isn't Crash owned?
by Activision? Yeah.
Yeah, by Activision.
I mean, they
Yeah, I
probably
don't-
asked for permission. I don't. That's
but
the only way.
But I don't feel like Activision would be the ones to be like, yeah, of course.
Crash Bandicoot also has a reference in Last of Us 2. Do you guys remember what it is?
No.
Did you play Last of Us 2?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so there's a scene in the very beginning where Ellie and Dina are kind of exploring like somebody's marijuana farm,
Wonderful.
and they find a bunch of pornos, and one of them is called Smash Brandy's Cooch.
Jesus Christ.
That's the sole Crash Bandicoot reference in The Last of Us Part 2.
My favorite Crash Bandicoot reference is in Infamous 2.
I never played that one. I played the first one. I played the first one a lot.
Infamous 2 is one of my favorite games ever made.
Second Son is the second one.
No, Infamous 2.
Wait, there's like a
Yeah, it's just Infamous 2.
Oh, okay. Well, it shows how much I know about that series.
Yeah, Infamous 2 is great. It's in like fake New Orleans. And like one of the big things about it is you fight giant monsters a few times, and there's a lot more variety in the powers and stuff. And You get like a subset you can choose between like ice or fire powers if you want. Anyway, though, so there's a red light district in it, and there's porno theaters, and all the porno theaters are like Sony games, but like porno title versions of them. Like I think it's like one's Uncharted 4. There's a good one for Sly Cooper too. I can't remember what it is, and there's one for Crash Bandicoot.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's good.
I gotta look this up now.
Yeah. But yeah, Infamous 2 is great. Anyone who hasn't played Infamous 2 should play Infamous 2. It's perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it's a really fun game. Underappreciated gem.
Is it a retro game? Yeah.
I guess it is. It's a PS3 game.
Maybe. Maybe.
We're not to next gen yet, so I guess.
Yeah, you gotta wait till the PS5 comes out.
Yeah, what point can I play Dark Souls or Demon Souls on Throwback Thursday?
I mean, you can do that now.
Yeah, that game's old. I mean,
I'm not gonna play Demon Souls on that. I'd have to dedicate weeks to it.
Yeah.
But
A lot of people don't like Dimensions, but Demon Souls is actually easier than most of the other Souls games. But
I played like the first like 2 worlds of Demon Souls, and I didn't think it was that.
it's not that hard.
The first boss is just like this like sludge monster, and like he doesn't do shit. You just kind of walk up to him and hit him a few times, and he's dead.
But there's a lot more status stuff in that game too, which is a lot easier to exploit if you want to.
Yeah.
Like skeletons are really weak to blunt damage, so if you literally during that level, all you have to do is just unequip your fucking sword and just punch him to death, and it kills him really quick.
It's funny.
It's good. It's good. It's a good
I
game.
wonder if you can do that in the remake.
I hope so. I don't know why you wouldn't.
It's definitely the first game I'm playing on the PS5.
Yeah. For me, it's probably gonna be that and Miles.
Ooh, I forgot about that. That's a launch title too, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It might be Miles Morales. I want to replay Spider-Man before I play Miles Morales, but
Well, you can buy that deluxe edition thing where it comes with both of them, and
yeah, I'm
they
not gonna do that.
apparently also remastered original PlayStation Spider-Man for PS5, I believe. Like a little bit.
How does that work?
I don't know. So I don't know if that special edition is a separate thing from the original one, or if you just have Spider-Man, it's also enhanced.
But I can't I can't stick a PS4 disc in a PS5, right? That's not been confirmed or anything at this point.
No.
No, not yet. I mean, Xbox had smart delivery, so I don't see why PS4 can't.
But the
Spider-Man
PS5
game
is
physically.
what?
Spider-Man is like the one game I own physically.
Well, that's something to test when you get the PS5 then.
Well, I'm good. That's the thing. Like, I think I'm gonna get the digital only. edition.
Really?
Yeah.
I am actually gonna start buying physical again for the PS5 just because games are so fucking big now. It feels unsustainable.
It's big and it's more expensive, so
I already got it. Don't.
second. Yeah.
So, like, one of my New Year's resolutions, and I actually have yet to break it, I'm very proud of myself. One of my New Year's resolutions was that I wasn't gonna buy myself any physical games except for on the Nintendo Switch, because I share my Switch with multiple people and my Switch game with multiple people.
Yeah.
So I have yet to buy myself a disc game. I've only bought it digitally. So if I get the digital version of the PS5, then I kind of force myself
into that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, how you're gonna have to get a bunch of fucking storage drives for that thing, but
I know, and like I'm very wary now because I know Xbox announced theirs and they seem very expensive.
yeah.
Very expensive.
You could use a traditional hard drive on the PS4, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
so-
never done. I've deleted games and reinstalled games, and that's kind of worked well enough for me.
Yeah.
I also don't play Call of Duty, so like I don't have a ton of like
Oh, yeah,
60 gig.
Oh, yeah.
Call of Duty's
The
100 gigs now,
gig.
boy.
Oh my god.
Red Dead.
A whole 10. That's a whole 10th of your like hard drive just by itself.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Red Dead is, I think, 110.
Red Dead's 110 gigabytes.
Yeah,
Something
I
like
think
that.
so. That's why you don't get that for download only.
I got that download
So-
only, like an idiot. It's 2 discs. I didn't want to deal with that.
I didn't mind.
I know Final Fantasy VII remake is also very, very big.
Yeah, it's 2 discs.
Yeah, I think it's like 80 bucks.
FF7 remakes 2 discs.
Yeah, 2 discs.
Why did I think I didn't remember having a terrible time. Maybe it's because I preloaded it, so it was fine. But
Yeah. I think that was like one of the few games that was 2 Blu-ray discs.
oh yeah, that game is 91 gigs. Holy shit!
Jesus
I did not
Christ.
realize that.
Which, like, at times you're like, wow, I get it. And then other times in that game you're like,
I played that game twice. I love.
oh, it's great. I'm not shit talking that game at all. I'm just saying, like, graphically, sometimes that game doesn't look as good as
Yeah.
it probably should. Like the fucking motel in the opening town, like half the time that room doesn't load in, and it's always really bad looking.
Oh yeah. I think I got some of that at launch.
Yeah, that game's great though. I can't wait for that second one. I also cannot wait for Final Fantasy 16. That looks fantastic.
Final Fantasy 16 looks really good.
That
So
was
that's like the first rated mature game, it sounds like.
awesome.
Final
Dope.
Fantasy. So I was like, okay, they're going violent this time.
And they got the guy who did 14, and they got some other big JRPG developer on it too. I can't remember who though.
I think they had the combat designer from Devil May Cry 5,
That's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
which is like, oh, that makes sense how the trailer panned out.
But also bums me out that he's not back for Devil May Cry 6.
I feel like that one's gonna be a while before we see the next
Yeah,
one.
you probably got like 8 years. That seems to be the how.
For Devil May Cry game.
Yeah, that's how Devil May Cry goes apparently.
Like comes and disappears.
Yeah. Got a 6-hour campaign, some of the best combat ever put in a video game. All right, see ya, peace.
From what I understand, though, DMC5 was really good.
Oh no, it's phenomenal. Like,
Yeah, I never played after the second one.
what?
Yeah, I never played Devil May Cry after the second one.
Oh my God, you play 3 on retro. Throwback, like,
Well, so this week, because I am doing a retro this week, because I have time finally. And
Yeah.
This week I'm doing Lost Levels for Mario, but I'll put DMC.
Oh,
3
no.
somewhere around that.
I just had a conversation the
Oh.
other day about Lost Levels with a friend of mine, and just how it's a bad video game.
It is. It's a terrible game.
It's fucking awful.
Like
I-
it design wise, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, my favorite part about that is the story is always like, oh yeah, Japan didn't want to send it to us because they were like, oh, it's too hard for Americans. But it's like you play there, it's like, no, it's because it's god awful.
Yeah,
it's like
it's not
fucking
hard. It's just bad.
it's just trash.
Yeah. But it's always a good time.
Yeah. I like the poison mushroom. I always thought that was a fun idea.
Yeah. Why did they never so they brought that back in Super Mario Maker 2, but I don't think I've seen it in a Mario game since.
Yeah.
And like Mario Maker 2 doesn't really count because like you can just toss everything in there and it's
Yeah.
fine.
So are you doing Lost Levels with All Stars, or are you?
I'm gonna do the All Stars edition that just came to the
Switch,
the,
yeah.
Yeah, the SNES emulator on Nintendo Online or whatever.
I don't know why, but when I loaded that up, I noticed it wasn't the one with Super Mario World, and I got upset.
It wasn't the one with what do you mean? It wasn't the one
So
with
there's
Super
two
Mario World?
versions of All Stars. There's one with Super Mario World on it, one without.
Yeah.
And I grew up the one with Super Mario World on it. So
Oh.
when you load up, that was like one of the options, and that wasn't an option for the Switch version because obviously they have Super Mario
Yeah.
World just as a separate thing, so
Right.
they don't need to do that. But for some reason, it just like upset me. It's like, this isn't the one I played. This isn't
I'm-
the one
I'm-
from my childhood.
Graphically, I've of All Stars. I don't know why. Something about the art style I've just never really liked. So I'm okay with it not having Super Mario World. because
Well,
I
no-
think Super Mario looks fantastic.
It doesn't. It didn't change how World looked because
Wait, really?
no,
It didn't follow that same aesthetic that they
No,
smashed all
no.
those all-star games into? Oh,
because
okay.
World just looked like World. The All Stars only came out like a few years after World came out.
So they just added
Yeah.
Super Mario World onto the cartridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't think they did a bunch of. I actually I prefer the look of 2 in All Stars to original 2.
To like the 8-bit version.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
because I think it captures that art style a lot better.
yeah. Yeah, I would say the All Stars art is better than the 8-bit art, but overall, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think All Stars is.
I don't. The Super Mario Brothers 1 All Stars looks weird. I don't like it. I don't like the color palette they chose for it. I don't like how fucking bright blue Mario's pants are.
It's just weird playing. Yeah, it's weird playing Super Mario Bros. 8-bit, like the NES version, and then playing the All Stars version.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like Super Mario Bros. 1 should never be rendered outside of
8-bit. Yeah, that
8-bit art.
that game looks the way it looks. You can't really change anyone's mind on that after that. You know there's those fuckers out there who are like, no, this is superior. It's like Lucas going back and fixing the original trilogy. Like, no, this is the way Miyamoto always wanted Mario to look.
The fucking Star Wars trilogy remakes. The CGI is so bad. Why did you put that image in my head?
Sorry. Yeah. Always remember, folks, Phantom Menace, Jabba the Hutt. He's out there. Phantom Menace era Jabba the Hutt. Mind you.
Well, and then they did so I think the first time I saw episode 4, it was like the VHS like remaster, and so Jabba the Hutt looked like he did in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And they had
Yes, Chewbunga is out here.
What was this? There was this scene where they replaced Darth Vader, like his flashback scene with
Hayden Christensen. Yes. Yeah, it's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and it's so weird because that movie's so old.
Yeah, it's bizarre. We're not gonna go into a long tangent about Star Wars again because we do that every Monday.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. But actually, I'm not gonna have you guys sit around and watch this fucking Crash for main screen for 40 more minutes.
That's right. It's just in the background.
Yeah.
Crash 4
Crash 4
coming out
soon.
October 2nd. Xbox One, PS4.
That's in 4 days.
In 4 days. I think it's $60.
I think you're right.
Wait, it's a $60 game?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was gonna be $40.
Nope.
One of us should probably check that. Well, anyways, thanks for joining us for Monster Monday. Please come back next time. We're playing something. It's always something, whether it's good or bad. We will have Throwback Thursday on Friday, or not Friday. Jeez, I literally in the name. It's Thursday. Christ. On Thursday with Brian, Brian,
And,
Will. Oh, what's up, Will? You got something you want to plug?
One last thing. Walking Dead Onslaught giveaway is on the website. So
Yes.
Please enter for a steelbook. Get some Walking Dead season 4 and 5 Blu-rays and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
We'll also have some other also cool about that coming up soon. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Will. Thanks, Brian. And we'll see you guys around. Bye.
Bye bye.